Hi, welcome to Funbalanced, the podcast of unbalanced conversation. It's weird. I hit a button that I had to hit, and it's still like it caught me off guard. Like I wasn't ready for the thing that I did. Anyway, here with me, as always, is John.
Hi. Good news. I hit it 6 seconds late, so good luck.
Oh, that's an Ian problem. And Jay.
So I want to say it up front, so when you're editing this, you'll know to shift me by 6 seconds.
Okay.
So in this episode of the Burls, let's get the right boys. Come on.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have to come up with an entire script for episode 1 of The Burls,
Starring Glenn Howerton.
starring Glenn Howerton. I mean, maybe we just do the rest of the fan casting.
Is it just cloned versions of Burl Ives?
That is a reference that I assume goes over both of Jay and I's heads.
Yeah. He was a singer in like the 40s.
Oh,
He did like every Christmas song ever.
okay.
Yeah.
But not the one. I guess there's two.
Not the bad one.
There's two that every season. There's Whamageddon, and then there's the Mariah Carey, right? Those are the two that.
Yeah.
It's Death and Taxes.
Burl Ives wrote the Mariah Carey song as well.
Oh wow! He sat on
Got
that for a
around.
while.
Yeah. It's from the vault.
And she's a thief.
Oh right, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You heard it here first. We're calling out Mariah Carey.
Yep, every episode. Gotta have one.
But no, before we started, there was a half discussion about food mistakes that we got into a little bit. We touched on. Jay is most recently, I think, going to make a food mistake. But before that, I could talk about the food mistake that I made today. And that is Whataburger came out with, do you know what Frito chili pie is?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's deceptively not any of those. It's only like one of those things.
Yeah, it's definitely not the pie portion, unless it's in a pie tin, maybe.
Is that where it started, maybe?
Maybe it's a casserole. Who knows? It's a salad. Everything's a salad.
Everything's
We'll just put a pin in cube rule for now, because we'll definitely be coming back around to that. But they basically, what if Frito chili pie, but on a burger? And so that's what I ate less than an hour ago. And less than an hour ago, there was movement. Let's just say.
A ticking time
Oh,
bomb.
a rumbling your tumbly.
Yeah. It was just straight through.
Came and went.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, my body has a 1 in, 1 out kind of relationship with food.
That's why it's called In and Out.
I feel like your body has a 1 in, 4 out policy.
Yeah, really, it's not equivalent. There's not like my body doesn't do alchemy like Fullmetal Alchemist does, right? There's not equivalent exchange.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that was based on the digestive system, so it makes sense.
That's true. As we all know. So, Jay, what was your food mistake?
Oh, I bought that. I was informed it was a 1-chip challenge. It's just sitting there. I haven't made the mistake yet. I contemplate it every day, but that day is not today.
Did you see it on the counter and just be like, oh, this one chip looks delicious, I'm going to buy it?
No, they had a huge display at a gas station, which was mind-blowing to me. I don't think I've went into a gas station for, it feels like forever. It had to have been like on like a road trip or something. I don't even remember. Well, I know we were coming home from Orlando and we needed gas. And I was like, oh, hey, do you want anything to drink? And Ashley's like, yes. I was like, okay, cool. And then I bought that too. And it's been taunting me. I'm thinking about, we're right on the cusp of me having my first child. You know how people do like cigars, or they do like, there's always something that happens. I'm thinking about that.
You're thinking about a celebratory 1-chip challenge?
But doing it just in the middle of the old action.
It's the best time to do it.
it.
Push,
What do you?
No, Ashley, you too.
I need milk.
Yeah. You just tricked your partner into eating one during the delivery.
Oh man, you're gonna need a second bed in that room.
Here, I got you this single chip. Please eat it.
Oh man. But I don't know. I've seen some videos of it, and that's why I thought one of the first things that was just talked about or mentioned when we started doing this show is one of the bullet points under Ian's story ideas of try gross things. So
that is Ian's go-to.
As we established last time, if there's ever a lull in conversation, make Ian taste thing.
But yeah, that was it. The dude at the gas station was very, very awkward about it, which was fine. A gas station guy. But he could have had a huge following. He asked me if he could film me eating it. And I was like, sir, I can do my own content. But John, you were right. I think you may have been right. that I probably should have taken a second instead of writing off the toothless gas station attendant with a flip phone.
Where did you stop at?
It was probably like a
Is it Gatorland?
nope. It was like a Sitco right before we get on the highway. So nowhere noteworthy.
I mean, I think John was talking about like there are gas station employees with like massive followings and stuff, which is true. I have seen on TikTok where there's just people who just like put their phone, set their phone up somewhere and then just work at a gas station the entire day on TikTok, and they're just live all day and they have hundreds of views.
I mean, the gas station encounters has almost 2 million subscribers.
It's a great idea. I mean, if you're working at a gas station, you don't have a lot to lose. So it's
Could have been you.
pretty great. Pretty good idea.
You could have also been serial murdered. Like, I think the odds are pretty neck and neck for which way that was going to go, that encounter was going to go.
Yeah, like 50-50 for sure.
I mean, this episode should probably be called, well, content's content.
That should have been the podcast name.
Well, just come to the back here, and you're like, oh, you already have a tarp set down. That's nice.
On the ceiling. Why is it on the ceiling?
Why do you have this perfectly encapsulated box? This looks a lot like a kill room.
Nope, you're Dexter Morgan.
And
You
then
look
realize
just
it's
like Dexter
from
Morgan.
Dexter. God damn it. Oh, man. I still remember there was a person that I worked with during the factory days who would just constantly spoil like TV shows and movies for me because he knew that I hated it. And he would watch like a new episode of something like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever it was at the time. And he would just come in the next day and be like, did you watch it? And I was like, no, I'm going to watch it this weekend. And he's like, oh, well, spoiler. And then like immediately just dropped a spoiler on me. And I was like, God damn you. So
Ugh.
I remember he had just started watching Dexter. And I was like, oh, balls in my fucking court now, man. I've watched all of that show. Shane, they only made 4 seasons. I don't know why they didn't make any more. It's weird, but
Spoiler, the
weird.
ending's bad.
spoiler. So the ending to Dexter is so bad that I straight up told him what it was, and he didn't believe me.
I could see that.
Like, I told him the ending of Dexter, and he was like, oh, now you're just fucking with me. All right. And then like 3 weeks later, when he finished the series, he's like, you piece of shit. I thought you were lying.
I'm a piece of shit. Hold on.
No.
This is retaliation. Wow. No, but it was really bad.
This is
though.
so implausible.
I don't even know how it could go from, the first 4 seasons to where it ended up.
So I've found out, and this is kind of like a thing that like exploded my brain when I realized this. And like all of the shows that had like these really bad endings or these like super bad seasons, all during the writer's strike.
Oh.
Mhm.
Like the writer's strike is the reason that so many shows just started tanking and just had bad endings, terrible seasons, just like basically ruined themselves, is because they weren't paying the writers what they deserved to be paid. And so they brought in whoever to finish writing them. And they thought that whatever the ending of Dexter was the right way to go.
I mean, the only thing I remember.
I won't be mean to you if you haven't watched the ending of Dexter, because apparently the new season still has that, like that's canon, right?
Yeah.
Like the ending of Dexter happened so that the new season can happen. Haven't watched the new season.
I've briefly read about it.
I watched a few episodes of it, about 3.
So, I mean, let me ask you a question about this gas station attendant. Does he look like any of the pictures that I just sent in the recording chat?
God damn it. Okay, I will give you fucking 3 guesses as to where John sourced these fucking images. Dear viewer.
I'll be up front. It's Wombo.
God damn it.
I mean, the last one is my favorite.
The first one's probably the closest, but that's just because of the facial hair. There were 2 guys in there, and the one who asked me was a shorter, older gentleman, and the other one was a young kid. God, if I had to pick, one of the 3 photos that he looked like, it's probably the last one.
Wait, are they rivals? Were they both like, no, let me film it. No, let me
Oh,
film it.
no. They were in it together, and they were corroborating each other's stories, and now we had a grown man in here crying because of that. And I was like, all righty, cool. Sounds like a great time.
Fed one to a baby once.
I'm fairly certain that first picture is a snake person. I don't think he has any torso, legs, or
That
arms.
is-
He's just a 6-foot-long snake.
I think they're the concrete pole to make it so you don't run into the gas pump.
I think if the concrete balls looked like that, I would definitely run into them.
I think a snake carved a human and put
Be gone,
its skin
demon.
on like a mask.
I like that the meme style one. None of them have faces.
None of them.
Not a single one.
The top middle looks like the guy has like 4 chins that are all like stuttering. It's all chins.
I think the thing that we know, if anything, is that AI art can do a lot, but boy, can it not do faces.
We also know, boy, can it ruin a podcast real quick.
I just want to verify. I wanted to scientifically test a 3rd week in a row.
Welcome back.
We have our hypothesis. We have to get conclusive
Yeah.
testing. 2 episodes wasn't enough.
Well, one was the control, so
I did add the AI Art Abominations channel to Discord. It's currently private. I haven't let anyone in there yet, but I think I should open it up now that the episode is out.
oh boy, yeah, I see it there.
Oh yeah, we can all see it. We have the rights. We're fun balanced. All right, now
What
it's out. Everyone.
What I'm trying to do is just not open Wombo this episode.
Yeah, I did that for the entirety of episode 5, and it didn't matter.
It didn't.
You two both just ran over me with Wombo
Well,
art.
it was unfair. That was we started with it, and then same thing's gonna happen this episode, huh?
I'll try to not do it much more.
Okay. So I will say, when we're talking about food mistakes, most of our food mistakes that I remember with John happen on the road or at conventions. And some of them were food adventures, some of them were food mistakes. But John, you went to a convention recently, right?
I did. I went to QsCon. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was 2 weekends ago. It was great. It's one of my favorite conventions. It's very, very good. Did I make food mistakes there?
I don't know.
I don't think I did.
Oh.
I think I mostly normal. The food mistake I made the previous year was we ordered bao from a place called Wow Bao, and the only product they had was bao. So we're like, oh, these are gonna be great. They were not. They should develop a new business plan.
Shocking.
There was,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that one,
I mean, I look at it and I'm just like, how can you go wrong? I mean, the only thing you really need to know is how to make the bao. The stuffing
Right.
it can be anything, right?
Yeah, if you just make one thing, well, that's great. That's a perfect business.
Well, maybe
model.
they had multiple things that they made before, and they're like, no, maybe bao is it, and they picked the wrong one.
Oh, they definitely picked the wrong one.
I will say that one is in Syracuse, New York, which is basically New York City, as far as I know. How far is Syracuse from Buffalo?
Like an hour.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm thinking of Gathering of Friends, which is in Niagara Falls, which is
Yes.
right next to Buffalo.
Which is also, yes, it's like Syracuse is on the other side of Buffalo of the Niagara Falls.
See, I've never been to New York.
That's a weird way for me to describe the middle. I could have just said Buffalo's in the middle, but instead.
And there's so many things I want to try food-wise from New York, and I've just never been.
I mean, they have fantastic subs up there. The best subs I've ever had in my entire life is at a chain called Jurex Subs. It's spelled JRECK''S, which is a horrible spelling, but best subs in the world.
I just want to go to delis. That's like it.
Oh, you're under the impression, like most people, that the entire state is New York City.
No, I'm talking about New York. Well, I'm talking about New York City specifically. I've never been there. If I was to go to New York, I'm like, the first place you would go is probably New York City, right?
I mean, I was born in upstate, so I didn't have an option to go someplace else first.
Right.
But I've only been to New York City for 2 hours of my entire life, growing up in New York. Where I live in Ohio is almost as far to New York City as where I grew up in New York. It's a
we
weird.
did cover this. We did
big
cover this
state.
last episode.
Oh, did we? I can't remember.
Yeah, because I goaded you into it by saying that you lived in New York City.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, so New York City is its own state and should be treated as a separate entity. The entirety of this state is assholes like New York City. Upstate is like Northwest Ohio, but with New York City attitude. But Buffalo, the Buffalo wings there are fantastic, and we had those.
Crazy,
That's
right?
what I was getting. That's what I was getting at. Like, the buffalo wings in Buffalo have to be amazing.
They are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
You had some, didn't you? You had like the mustard ones or
Ooh.
something? or some
Oh,
other.
fuck off. No.
Didn't you have
Gross.
some other
Mustard's disgusting.
teriyaki or some shit?
No, they have these ones I think were like honey garlic or something,
Yeah.
which sounds like that combination would not be good, but it was fantastic. And I consider that a food mistake because yet again, my one in, one out policy was per wing on those ones. It was rough.
Well, you should stop eating the bone.
Tell me what to do.
Yeah, don't tell him how to live his
Right.
life.
You're right.
What were some other really good things up there? The pizza log. Pizza logs are a thing that I've never seen before in my life.
Pizza.
If you took
Logs.
what's that?
I said pizza logs.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't just call them blogs, because that's a better name.
Was that the large taco?
Oh yeah, the large taco. So the pizza logs are if you took an egg roll and dumped all the stuffing out and then put pizza toppings inside of it, that's a pizza
Yeah.
log. It's fantastic. And the large taco is just a mystifying creation. Because we decided we are gonna order pizza, and it was I think just Ian, I, and one of the other attendees were gathering.
Yeah.
And we're looking at the menu and we're like deciding what pizzas to order. Just three of us. We thought two pizzas was probably a great idea. And we saw an item on the menu called Giant Taco.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, oh, we have to find out what a giant taco is.
Well, what kind of explanation did we have?
It wasn't much. There were two different giant tacos. There was steak and chicken, and the chicken was more expensive than the steak.
Huh.
Which is probably sign number one.
Just stay away from the steak. Yeah.
Something's off.
That we were in for a treat. And we're like, are we just going to order the chicken because it's more expensive? And we're like, no, we got to find out why the steak is cheaper.
Well, you were ordering
so
two
we
things.
each ordered.
You know?
I think we each ordered two giant tacos. Is that correct?
No,
Ian?
we each got one plus the two pizzas.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. And what were the ingredients listed on the menu? Because they were weird. I know it said sour cream, salsa, and something else.
I mean, I hope it was cheese, but maybe it didn't say.
I think
Nothing out of
cheese.
the ordinary so far.
Right. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like a big old tortilla taco. It's gonna be messy and it's gonna be great. Ian, why don't you describe what we received?
So, what do you think, giant taco? You have a very particular image in your mind. And what that image probably isn't is a normal sized burrito.
I would say a small burrito.
A small burrito. We got 3 small burritos that had just tried to disguise themselves as giant tacos.
But it doesn't end there, Ian. What was on top of them?
I don't remember.
If I remember correctly, it was not sour cream. It was not salsa. I think it might have been like nacho cheese and like buffalo wing sauce.
Ooh.
The ingredients
Yeah.
were not at all what we thought they were going to be.
So not only was it not a taco, it was a burrito. It wasn't giant either.
In their defense, if they had put small burrito on the menu, nobody would buy them.
That's true.
Right, yeah. So we figured out. We bought this for the same reason that everyone buys this. It's because it says giant taco. If we saw
It's
a
smart.
picture of this, we'd be like, yeah, no, we're not getting
It's
that.
smart. It's a great. We went from a poor business plan to potentially a great business plan. Just tricking
For a
everybody.
pizza place also. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no rules against it.
It's like the local pizza place in Montpelier being the home of the Stromboli, but which is technically correct because they spell it incorrectly.
And make it incorrectly. It was like not a stromboli in any way.
It's a bowl of soup.
That menu's buck wild across the board.
Yeah, it 100%
What place are we
is.
talking about?
Iker's subs.
I'm not familiar.
So the menu, what are some of the great things about the menu? So on the back of it, they have a picture of all the different pizzas that you can order. And one of the pizzas is a no crust pizza. And the picture of that was just a pile of fucking toppings dumped on a plate.
And another pizza is all crust. And it's just the leftover parts that they cut off.
And you could get a grilled ham and cheese for like $3.25 or a grilled cheese for $3.75.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, you could pay 50 more cents to get less.
Yeah. I mean, that's a bold move. Again, no rules.
They had their famous BQQ sauce.
Yep, they had a buffalo chicken pizza smothered in BQQ sauce.
Oh, and you can get all of their pizzas as a sub, including the no bread one.
Do they just roll it up? Fold the ends in?
I think so.
That'd be great.
I mean, like I said last episode, this is that's kind of the problem with there being a million pizza places and every small town city where we lived, where it's just like, they're not going to go out of business. Everyone wants pizza, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many bad ones, You're out here trying it, do I like this? I tried a bad pizza place. I've lived here for new pizza places all the time. Yeah, let's try it. We'll be ordering from. So you mentioned pizza, and it struck me because that's kind of what we had. It's basically like a pizza breadstick, but if it was like a little bit smaller around the soda.
I mean, this doesn't sound bad so far.
It wasn't terrible. It just was like when someone
What happens is you're talking about a
were,
mediocre pizza experience.
Yeah, if I were asked, they'd be like, "Oh, was it good?" I go, "That's it."
Now, Ian, we don't give Eiters credit enough for the best pizza invention I think I've ever had, and it's the S'more Nana pizza.
Oh, yeah.
I'm following. Yep.
So it was a pizza with peanut butter, chocolate, bananas, marshmallows, and something else unhealthy on it. I don't remember what the other ingredient was. And just throw all that through a pizza oven, and boy howdy, you got a tasty dessert.
Dessert pizza, though, it's definitely something that I feel like people were like, "No, that's gonna be bad," and they're like, "No, it's gonna be good." And there was only like one person who believed in it. Here we are, and it's delicious.
And let's just make a movie about that. The pizza that nobody believed in.
The guy who worked at Pizza Hut for years who's just like, no, this is gonna work. This is gonna work. People want breadsticks with cinnamon on them, I swear.
When I worked at east of Chicago, we had a lot of dessert. There were several dessert pizzas. And we had a peanut butter and jelly dessert pizza and an apple dessert pizza that was like apple pie filling with like a crumble on top of it. Yeah, they were both really good. But my favorite version was a peanut butter pizza with apple topping and crumble on top of it. That's the best way to have it. But the thing that really bothered me was the can that the apple stuff came in. It had a picture on the outside of an abomination. I never tried it. I probably should have when I had the opportunity. But the picture on the outside of the can was a pizza covered in apple pie filling and sausage and cheese.
Okay,
That took a turn.
I did take it.
Yeah,
But I've had chocolate covered bacon before. That could.
it might be. And I know people like cheese on, like apple pie. That's a thing.
Mhm.
But I really can't imagine the sausage too.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, this sounds like foreshadowing now, right?
Like I'd try it, right? I mean,
Is this when we're all in the same area and doing a live version of this? We're gonna eat.
Yeah. Well, you have to break keto for it, unfortunately, but
It'll be worth it.
yeah.
It's been like 20 years since I worked there. I've always wanted to know what it tasted like.
I do remember going to East of Chicago for the buffets all the time. Like we would just,
There's that
it
Defiance.
was like a Sunday thing. There was one in Bryan, right?
Yeah.
Was there?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we're right next to where the bar is on the square.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it burnt down mysteriously.
I don't know. That also sounds like foreshadowing, and I don't know why. Or a confession. I don't know.
Well, when you said that, I was like, I mean, that last part, I believe for sure, 100%. Yeah.
The manager, the closing manager, would routinely take the dough stale back into the office and lock the office door for like an hour during closing.
Uh huh.
Oh, they were.
I can't think of a lot
other
of
things.
They were definitely weighing other things. Might be why the store burned down. I don't know for sure.
It was just arbitrary, stupid stuff. It was just like, oh, I wonder how much my hand weighs.
Oh, it's my coffee cup. How much is this?
And he's just like taking taking notes on everything on how much it weighs.
Oh, God. Yeah, there's just a logbook back there with the weights of everything in this store.
His guilty pleasure.
The first line of everyone is just P and then a number of grams, and then there's just nothing else. Every single day it's to say it just starts with P for some reason.
Yes.
He weighs pepperoni. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
It weighs the pepperoni.
I did jump into a game that this last week that I didn't know that I was going to be super interested in. Not sure if you guys had a chance to try Deathloop.
Ah, I did. I loved it.
Yeah. Okay. when I saw it originally, I was like, yeah, that looks all right. But I'm not like super huge on like Dishonored. I thought it was
Mhm.
fine. And it was the same with Deathloop for the first like one time that I played it once and I was like, it's fine. I don't love it.
Mhm.
But once I got through that, because they kind of have a longer tutorial.
Yeah.
Once I got through that, I was like, all right, now we're talking.
Yeah, I thought it did such an interesting job of presenting a puzzle to the players and letting you solve that in any way you wanted to.
Right. Yeah. Well, I like the detective work that and
Yeah.
it leads you through and it's basically holding your hand and, walking you from place to place. But
Mhm.
you have to return. There's different times of day. They just did a good job at making the experience seem more vast than it actually is. Did a
Mhm.
fantastic job of like matte painting the shit out of that back wall.
Yeah.
So it makes it seem like you can like see forever.
Yep. And I really loved the way that you, like, just knew all your clues all the time. Like, once you found out, like, the key code for something, you just automatically typed in the key code. Like, I didn't have to keep a bunch of notes and try to remember things. Like, that was just such a nice change
Yeah.
for that style of game.
Yeah. So that one's really good. You can grab that. I think as of recording this, it's on PlayStation Plus and as well it's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So
Is,
yeah,
is it PlayStation Plus?
yeah, it's PlayStation
Yeah, it
Plus
was
right
one
now.
of the free games. They apparently paid a lot of money for that.
Or no, it's not PlayStation Plus. It is PlayStation Plus, but it's PlayStation Plus, like their
The
second
like
tier.
ones where you get to play their games.
Yeah,
Yeah. Blech. No, not for me.
It's Game Pass. That's the same thing as Game Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had Game Pass for a while, and I was like, I don't ever play anything. Why am I paying for this service that I don't use?
That makes sense.
I mean, I was already paying I was paying for and not using it before. So
Deathloop, when it was coming out, like, and all the reviews and stuff were coming out for it, I had to stop myself from buying it like 4 or 5 times. Because I was like, Ian, you're not going to play it. You're just going to fucking play it for 2 hours and you're going to stop. Ian, this is going to be Returnal all over again. Don't do it. I successfully didn't buy it yet.
I think you backed the wrong one on that one because I think Deathloop's more your style.
I really liked Returnal, what I played of it.
I really liked Returnal, and I want to play the co-op of Returnal. I think that would actually help me.
I very much want to try the co-op.
Yeah,
How many players co-op is it? Can we get 4? 3 of us?
that would be fun.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But yeah, like Deathloop, the art style just reminds me of something you would be into.
Yeah. No, it seemed like it was going to be my
And
jam.
the characters are so fucking weird.
Yeah, the characters are really like goofy and yeah, they're like quick action. It's not it's all action,
Yeah, it seemed like my jam, but unfortunately, my jam doesn't mean I actually play through a game. A lot of games are my jam that I definitely haven't finished.
for sure. But you finished Cyberpunk.
I did.
Yeah.
That was more maybe a sign of the time. Cyberpunk came out right as I was finishing work on a game and I needed like something to like pour my energy into because I had been pouring all of my energy into the game for so long, and then I looked up and the pandemic was still happening, and I hadn't really taken time to let that all fully process. So instead of processing it, I went and played Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I downloaded it on PC after buying it a while back. Just immediately ran straight to mods.
Mm.
Yeah. I got Wannabe Edge Runner mod adds a cyber psychosis meter, which is really cool.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, if you've watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners, it's kind of taking some cues from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, here's what cyberpsychosis actually looks like and not just talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I need to figure out what platform I'm going to get it on again because I currently only have it on Stadia.
We did buy it on the incredibly awesome Stadia.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and during the time, that was the place to play it.
It absolutely was. It was flawless on the Stadia for me.
Yeah.
The problem is now that I want to play it again, there's a timer.
I don't know. I haven't dug far enough into the mods. I've never been a huge mod person, to be honest. Like it's something that I've done like far and few in between because I really
love mods.
agree with that. Playing the game the way the developer intended it to be played.
Mhm.
I love that, and it already feels weird for me, like playing this game that I've played a lot, just kind of in a different way.
Mhm.
I'm just kind of seeing where I go with that.
I'm usually that way the first time through. Like, I usually play a game without mods for a while and then start installing them to bring some fresh life to it.
I realized because there's a lot of there's been a lot of videos and stuff since Edge Runners of like, here's this build for this, to have a character that's like Rebecca, or here's this build to have a character that has like the mono wire like Lucy. And what I've realized is I've barely scratched the surface on like the systems inside of Cyberpunk. Like I did a lot of the story, like a lot of that is complete, but like the actual gameplay itself and the way you can build a character, it's like I've barely touched it, I found out. So I don't know that I need mods, right?
Sure.
Like I feel like I could just be like, oh well, let's check out Monowire because that looked cool as fuck.
Yeah, you really went into the like action portion of it and kind of ignored the role playing portion of it, or like character building portion of it.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, that's how I think a lot of us run into
Well, I
games
felt
the first
stupid
time
because
playing.
when I first fired it up on Stadia, I made like a bullshit character. Like just made just some dumb fucking looking person with just like the biggest like emo scene haircut I could just to make them ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you maxed out the Dawn slider though, right?
Obviously. No middle sliders. But so I was just like, I'll try this, and then if I like it, I'll make a new character, start over, and actually give a shit, right? What the problem is that I gave a shit almost immediately, and I carried that fucking character through the rest of the game with his dumb fucking face and his stupid fucking hair that I couldn't change. That character had sex scenes where I had to watch their fucking face.
So that happened to me. Some games do this, and it's why sometimes I'm hesitant to play something like like some betas or like some early access things where like, oh, we're gonna do a weekend like access to this, so check it out the weekend before. Fallout 76, right before it came out, they're like, we're gonna do this like week-long thing. You can jump in with your friends and try it out, check out the character creator. I was like, cool. I mean, just a stupid ask based off of one of the vaults that all had clones named Gary.
Mm-hmm.
The
Dairy Vault's so good.
Yeah, I made Gary. I made a Gary, and it was also a joke because one of our friends that listens to the show is named Gary, so he's like, "Oh, you named him after me," and so I just had him out there streaming it, doing stupid stuff all the time, which was really, really funny. And when the full game came out, it carried that content over, and I was already pretty far, and I was like, shit. Now I come to this like fork in the road. Do I continue to be Gary, this nonsensical character? And I chose no, and then I created Lemmy.
All right, Red.
Yeah.
You have a perfect Lemmy, like the whole thing, and it worked really well. So I have a lot of shots
Lemmy
from that game of my character just making Lemmy faces. It's fun. It's fun.
Have you all seen the character creator for the new Street Fighter game?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, the Monster Factory for that is going to be so good.
Yeah, they're gonna make monsters.
I was like, do I want to buy this?
I kind of want to buy this.
I don't know if I've bought a Street Fighter game since, I don't know, since cartridge.
I mean, I have zero interest in actually playing the game, but man, I want to make some
just bad
make some ugly boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything with a good character creator, I'm like, fuck, I want to play that. I think one of the best ones that ever did it was like was that Black Desert Online or whatever. They just released their character creator.
That's a great one.
It's just like, because it's such a good character creator. Like, I just want to go in there and make characters. Like, I don't want to play your game. I don't want to do JRPG bullshit. Just let me make monsters.
The game wasn't even that great. Waiting for a while, I was like, nah, no.
Are we surprised?
You know where they spent their time.
Yeah. And that's too bad because I'm always kind of like looking to capture that nostalgia from playing an MMO.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
I've always wanted to find one that's not bullshit like they all turned into.
Yeah. Yeah, it's impossible now. Even going back to the ones that you may have liked previously.
Yeah.
They just don't feel good.
John and I ran around Guild Wars 2 a bit.
That was fun.
For a day. That was fun. But then when I had those, it was like, oh, do I want to do this by myself? No, absolutely not. Never.
Yeah. I think that might be the bigger problem is like now it's like we have to actually work to sync up time to make sure that we're like all playing together. Or, at least with like one or two people.
I think it's super commendable. John, you have a group that like always meets regularly, right?
We do. We've been doing almost every Tuesday night since before the pandemic, I think.
Oh, nice. What are you playing?
Well, we played Borderlands 3, and then the time between that and Tiny Tina's, we played through almost all of Ghost Recon Wildlands, which was a mostly horrible game, for the most part. And then we started to play Tiny Tina's and bounced off that pretty hard after probably 5 weeks or so. So we've been playing Deep Rock Galactic since then.
Oh, that game's fun though. Yeah.
Yeah, that game was real good.
Nice. Yeah, it's really hard to find people to, set aside that time and make sure, like, even doing these podcasts, it's kind of freeform. And for us doing like the Mammoth Games cast, it was just like, it's been known for a long time, like, hey, Sunday morning, that's when we shoot that. And still, even then, Austin and I have been doing it since 2017. There's still times where he's like, oh no, I made plans to do this. And I'm just like, how are you about to...
How did you not know?
Do it 2 hours later. Okay, I get it. It's fine. And that's where Johnny and Brian came from. So I wasn't stuck. Well, going, okay, well, I guess we're not doing it this week. But it is commendable. Yeah, it's awesome that, that you have that group that all set aside time to make that work. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's been a nice thing every week to look forward to. And then we also have a group of people that when the pandemic started, we started doing Tuesday night BGA, but it's really tough for me to get both of those in on a Tuesday night.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah. I fell off that real hard. I was there at the start of it, and then I think it was 5 or 6 times. I was like, yeah, this is great, and then ever since then, I'm just like, oh shit, oh they're doing things. Yeah, they're on EST time. That's not happening for me.
I will say, Bad Assets has been going pretty well. It's a little more freeform though. It just like
normally we just like figure out a Saturday, like, yeah, let's record now.
Yeah,
and then let's record for like an extra hour.
Or Julia yells at everybody on Discord.
I was like, for me, that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
You guys should go listen to that. It's really good.
Yeah.
Or watch it on YouTube, because that's what takes the longest is editing.
That's true.
Editing that one because it's a video.
We're getting into some good stuff. Like, I think we're getting into some stuff like outside of what the game intends, like a little bit of character building and stuff like that. And that's mostly in the last episode we recorded because your computer blue screened, and then we had to do some B-log.
Computer exploded, and it took me about 40 minutes to get back.
Oh no.
Because then I started having issues.
And we recorded that whole time.
Yeah, they were still recording, and they were just running wild without their bunker master.
I was like, God, nope, not there yet. Okay.
So I don't even know what happened yet. I gotta wait till I edit it to figure out what nonsense y'all got up to.
Yeah, you should just... I remember I asked a question, I think this is what it was. I asked a question, and then it was like silence. I was like, wait. I was like, wait, what do I do?
Yeah. So it was the weirdest blue screen ever. So I've been having weird blue screens. So John, you have multiple monitors usually, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it blue screens, it just blue screens on one monitor, right?
Yeah, and the other one turns off.
Oh, no, for me, normally the other one will just stay on, and it'll just look like nothing has changed, but then like my left one will just be blue screened. With this one, though, they didn't even realize that I had blue screened because it was like a 25% opacity blue screen over top of the normal window. And like, I was just like, well, that's probably not good.
Yeah, no, like he shared the photo, and I was like, okay, I don't know what are you doing?
Yeah, like you could barely see the frowny face.
You had to like squint, and it was just like barely overlaid.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was had to work hard for that blue screen.
Yeah, my blue screens are getting more creative. Eventually, my computer's just going to be like, yeah, fuck it, and just turn off.
Or you're not even going to know it, and it's going to let you keep using it, and it's going to be like, tricked him.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Got him.
We got it. I'm excited to see what I can cobble together for that.
I mean, there was a little character building of just like us talking, some people kind of breaking off to the side and people talking. And then I like blood. There was a lot. And, in hindsight.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember coming back and then just kind of making it be like, oh, well, if these are the things you did while you were gone, you're going to have to make some rolls.
Yeah. I mean, you were like, it appears to be blood fruit. And I was like, well, is it blood or is it fruit? I wanted to find out. Bad decision. I still did better than Davey, and I'm not going to spoil that one. You're going to have to tune in to find out.
I mean, that will be out the week before this is out.
Yeah. Oh, well.
That's how time works.
Yeah. See, I don't put them together in the order of watch it again. You might have missed something.
Go back and watch it again. Go make a new Google account and subscribe to the YouTube so we can have a custom URL.
What I want is people to make characters and bring them to us and be like, hey, I want to be like a guest character for an episode. You can do whatever you want with me. That's kind of the...
Yeah.
Are you sure you want that?
I want...
Have you been on the internet before?
Oh, that sounds hilarious. With Borderlands? Oh, sounds awesome.
Not them playing their character. They make a character and then I throw it at the players.
No, I get that. I just feel like 90% of them are going to be problematic in one way or another.
It says Bumpus McTrumpus.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But I mean, still good. Just problematic.
Ian, have you thought at all about what happens after we run through everything that's already pre-planned?
Not really. Again, I didn't want to like get too ahead of myself, because if life gets in the way or whatever happens, you know, we're running through the pre-made adventures that come with Bunkers and Badasses. And so that's kind of low maintenance for me. I just kind of throw the maps in there and then throw the adventure at you, which is what I had time for in the current slate of things. But if in the future, you know, once we get through those adventures, I may have enough to actually run a campaign or build a world or whatever. I don't know.
Well, that's exciting.
I think so. Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes.
That means I got to build a world in the world that I already built. It's a lot. It's a lot of.
Well, I mean,
It's like an onion.
We've done some other cool stuff, but we did the like Marvel in credit scene for Friend and Foe Adventure Co.
Yeah, we had a post-credit scene there, which at the time of us recording it, we didn't understand the context of, which is great. I think it made it better.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming is how all the MCU post-credit scenes happen anyway. Is they're like, hey, we need you to film this, and they're like, well, what is this for? And it's like, don't worry about it.
That's not what we were talking about. We need you to do it.
Here, General Ross, I need you to talk to Robert Downey Jr. for a minute. Why? Oh, we'll figure it out later.
I said in character.
Yeah, I'm very confused why they talk to him in character, but refer to Robert Downey Jr.
It's the multiverse now. They can do anything.
Oh, that's fair. All right, I'm in.
I'm just excited to see where my character goes. I mean, he still has one human hand, so I mean, anything can happen between now and the end of this pre-made book stuff that we're working on.
Yeah. But I like all the characters that people have made. It's been some of the fun stuff. Some of the fun parts is just letting you guys be your crazy weird characters that you made.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about RPG things. John, you have an RPG that's on Kickstarter currently.
Ooh.
I do. The Kids on Bikes second edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is one that I've played many times.
Yes. Yeah, we're doing all right. We hit 73K today.
Nice.
You like smashed all of the stretch goal adventures, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they posted the next set of them, but the first set were all fantastic writers, so I'm really excited. Zach Eubank wrote all the Kalach 1991, Abria Eindar is fantastic, HTTP Paladin, Tanya DePass, and Banana Chan. Like, all of those writers are so good, so I'm excited to see. I mean, Banana did one of the most loved base game adventures that we had from the Kickstarter, which was the Dads on Mowers.
Yeah. Yeah, really flipped the script. I think
Beautiful.
I feel like Dungeons and Daddies probably there's inspiration there one way or the other, and I don't know which was first, but
I'd have to
It's
look at when
similar
it started.
vibes.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to play an RPG about himbo dads that mow the lawn?
Yep.
Yeah, they just
great.
posted updates with the dice and the dice bag that we're offering, and the new backpacks. And the new backpacks are fantastic.
Hunter's Entertainment, the publisher of this, they seem to offer backpacks with like every single one of the RPGs that they do. It's always just like, we'll make a backpack. I'm like, all right, I don't know, it didn't ask for that, but thank you.
Yeah, I mean, my kids loved all the Kids on Bikes backpacks. They carried
Oh,
around.
yeah. No, I mean, I understand who it's for. They also had it for the Altered Carbon RPG. They had a backpack. And I was like, that's weirder. That seems like more of a stretch.
We're doing glow in the dark dice,
Yeah.
which is super exciting.
Yeah, I was looking through it. Right now. Yeah, it looks like some pretty quality stuff.
Yeah,
The
I'm real happy.
theming's fantastic.
Yeah. The Kickstarter video was super good.
Mhm.
You can't attack the monitor. Stop it.
Yeah, if we ever need to switch gears for a bit and play a different RPG, Kids on Bikes is
That's the
It's
one.
prime real estate.
All right.
And I've even made an adventure for that also. So, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, there you go.
You would have been on the list to make an adventure for this Kickstarter if you weren't exclusive.
Yeah.
I knew better than to even ask. You just yell at me.
No, I do remember the whole conversation originally about giving bikes mechanics in the game, which was not a part of the first edition, but something that was added later. 'Cause
Yeah, that's
both
on
you and
us.
Doug were like, yeah, both you and Doug were like, oh, yeah, no, that just makes sense, huh?
Yeah. Should have done that. Learned a lesson.
Having written an RPG, yes, you learn a lot of lessons.
It is almost impossible to remember everything. I mean, we also forgot the rules for fears. We talked about them a bunch and then didn't put them in. So, like, the very first question on this Kickstarter was like, is this version going to include the rules for fears?
Yeah, there's always someone who's just primed as a as a person who also has a Kickstarter running right now. There's always those people that are just primed and ready with their condescending question of "Brr, brr, 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 brr."
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what words you put in there, like that's always how it sounds. You know what I mean? Like whatever their question is, it fits in the brr, 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 brr.
That, I mean, bar none, that's been my favorite part of She-Hulk so far is addressing internet trolls in a way that is so smart that they precipitated the feedback they were going to get about the show. And like some of the comments on screenshots that they show on the computers are the exact same comments that I've seen people make about the show in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, they knew exactly what the people who were going to hate on it were going to say before they said it, which really just kind of makes, if you have those arguments, it really makes it seem like you're not very creative.
Yeah. I'm very excited for you to watch the last episode. I can't wait to hear your feedback.
Well, hopefully for the next episode we can, unless we record the next episode now, in which case I still won't have seen it.
But you can act like you have.
Yeah. I'm going to
Oh,
ask if
yeah.
you've seen it.
I'm just going to say a lot of things that may be spoilers about it, but without knowing whether or not they're true.
Oh, I hope you just riff an entire episode recap of what you think the season finale is going to be.
And the Beverly Hillbillies showed up? That's crazy. Didn't believe it.
They rebooted that and put it in the MCU?
Clint Howerton's in the MCU now? Insane.
I was a bigger fan of the Burls. The Burls was better.
All right. I think on that note, it's a good time to end.
I mean, if you don't, we're going to be back on level.
Yeah, we're 2 sentences away from AI art again. Thank you for listening to this mostly AI art free episode of Funbalanced. We hope that you come back in 2 weeks when we have another episode. But until then, go ahead and check us out on Twitter at Funbalanced. Or there's also the YouTube channel where you can watch this with all the images, which is kind of required for the AI art episodes for sure. And yeah, we will see you in 2 weeks. For Jay, John, and myself, bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Did Ian crash?